Nicole Norris, and I'm here to make a 2-page scrapbook layout for you today. So let me show you what pictures I've got that I'm working with. A couple years ago, this is actually in our old house, not the one we live in now, we needed to replace our deck. It was totally rotted out. And so my son needed to earn some money at the time for, I can't remember what, it might have been a date, I don't know, for like prom. And so I said, hey, if you will tear out the deck, I'll pay you for your time to do that. So I think he got a good deal because literally this deck like was falling apart. It was so rotted out, and like the wood would like break when he would swing like a board, like one of these boards, it would like crumble and disintegrate. Anyway, so he tore out the deck for us, and then in the spring, a good friend of ours came and poured the cement pad, and it actually, we tinted and stamped the cement to create this beautiful patio that we seriously loved. This was our backyard, and I loved the trees and the privacy, and it was like just a beautiful oasis, and we seriously loved it. It's so awesome. We love our outdoor space. Anyways, so I want to document these pictures for my son for this project that he did. I duplicate my layouts a lot of times because to go into different albums. So I do a family album and then an album for each of my kids, which, just so you know, I don't know if I recommend this. Actually, I'm glad that they all have their own albums, but I have 4 kids. So that's 5 albums I'm keeping up. So anyways, this layout is going to go in his album to show him, you know, this project that he helped with and was a big part of getting it done. He did all the demo. So I have pulled out this riveting paper packet, and I don't have much left of it, because I actually created a whole workshop with this layout, or with this paper, and I'm actually recreating one of the layouts. So I've got some of this paper, and I like these colors together. So I think that looks good. There's also this piece that works too. In the original design, I actually used this piece. I've also pulled a few matte pack cards. So this one is for my title, and then this one for the journaling. And so because of the lines on this one, I don't think I want to use this stripe in this layout. So I'm going to stick that back. I've also pulled out some cardstock for my base, using the kind of color scheme that's in here. So I pulled out this beautiful red. I do love Creative Memories red. And I kind of thought of this red just because Brock is wearing a red shirt. And so I was like, oh, that looks nice on here. So that would definitely be an option. It's pretty bold. I also pulled out the dark green. I'm not sure I'm saying the right color. Yeah, dark green. And because there is so much green in the background of the photos. So those are 2 options, and I think either one would actually look good. But then I also wanted to pull in some kind of wood grain type texture. And so I went through my stash, and I have this close to my heart pack of wood grain paper. So I obviously am going to kind of want more of these brown wood tones. So there's also this piece, which I kind of like because of the wood on the top of this our journaling card. So I think that is definitely a possibility. I definitely don't want, yeah, not that one. Might have a couple of sets. I think that this is a possibility too, but I think I really like this wood because I feel like it kind of works well with the journaling card. So looking at my cardstock, this has kind of a lot of some red tones in it. And I don't know that I like the red tones in this wood grain with the red cardstock. So I think I'm gonna go the green cardstock because of that. So does that make sense? I hope so. All right, so here's kind of what I'm picturing. So I've got this for my base, and then, where did my little cards go here? So kind of creating like 2 rows across here. We could kind of put all the construction ones over here on the left-hand page, and then kind of the finished product over here on the right-hand page. So we kind of see the before and after. We could also kind of put them like that and spread, kind of have it reading across the process. I think I like, the only reason I like this one over here is because I've got a little bit of red in the hammer, I've got some red in his shirt, and then some red in his shirt over here, and that kind of spreads that red across the layout. But then we've also, so we're gonna have kind of this over here on a little strip of paper over here. And kind of frame these all up, which will bring the red across. So maybe doing construction on the left and the finished project on the right. And then kind of framing all these photos with this wood grain, which I think is gonna look good. So yeah, and I like how that pulls kind of the wood, and the brick has some reds in it, so I think that really pulls that across, or pulls that out of the photos. I'm still a little torn on the placement. We might not decide until we've got all of our pieces cut. So, all right, speaking of, let's go ahead and cut our pieces. So I'm going to move this out of the way for a second, pull in my trusty paper trimmer, and I'm gonna do a 2 by 8.5 inch piece here. I really like the Creative Memory paper trimmer, except for one thing. This ruler on this side is awesome, except you can't really see it. It needs to be wider because you can't really see, because there's this great arrow down here and you can't see it when you get clear down there. So it's kind of a little obnoxious. All right, so on this, it's going to be this 8.5 wide. Let's cut off this little zip strip first. I do love this little thing. All right. So we need an 8.5 inch. That was perfect. And then this direction is 10. And the other one is going to be 8.5 by 6.25. Should be pretty close. Perfect. Let's move this aside for a second. Okay, I pulled out this brick stencil and I really liked it because there's the brick on the house and I feel like that was very construction-y, and I thought it would really add some nice texture to my base page to add a little bit of interest and texture. So I'm kind of thinking like down here and maybe some down here, and then kind of up in this other corner, basically. So kind of in this space here. So I have my stencil. I also have frayed burlap, Distress Oxide ink, and then this blending brush. So I'm just gonna make sure that, yep, is clean. Okay, perfect. So thinking like, looking at where my layout is, I've got the wood grain coming down to about 2 inches down, and it comes over about 2 inches over. So this is kind of my area. And then it's the bottom 1.5 is showing, and then around the 6. And I've got almost 4 inches here, not quite 4 inches. So those are kind of the areas that I'm looking at that I'm gonna put this stenciling. So once again, we're gonna slide this stuff out of the way. And I'm going to kind of lay my stencil here. Can I see this? I want to make sure my stencil is straight. And I'm going to just rub this over. Now the great thing about stenciling, I did shift just there. I'm gonna line it back up. It may not look like you're doing much, but then the magic is when you lift that away. And how cool is that? Okay, and I can even take my my piece here, so I can kind of see where I'm at. I think I want to kind of come. Now with stenciling and with the Distress Oxide ink, I can always add more, but I cannot take away. So keep that in mind. It's better to start kind of light and see. So, oh, that looks really cool. Okay, then I want to put some kind of across the bottom here. Because it was about 1.5, and it's okay if it kind of tucks under my paper and kind of come out. That looks good. Okay. I may want like to kind of have it fade out just a little bit more. So I'm just lightly add just a little more there. Okay. Ooh, I like that. Doesn't that add such cool texture to my base? Okay. Now on the other side, pull these pictures out. We're kind of going down in this area. Now I obviously don't want to get ink on my pattern paper, so I'm going to pull that piece out. So I'm adding this just gently. Fade out. That looks good. That's going to sit kind of in there. And that journaling card is really going to cover a lot of that. So I think I want to come a little bit higher. Line that up. actually going to scoot up a few layers. Just lightly blend up just a little bit more. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and then let's see. Is there anywhere else that I am going to want? I'm kind of liking the 3 spots. I could put just a little bit here. I don't want to come down too much, just kind of barely. Very subtle, just very lightly there. I don't want to cover it all up either. Okay. Oh, that looks good. I like that. Okay, let's set that aside. To wipe this off, I actually do want to kind of clean this off. And what I do is I keep some just water and paper towels right here in my workspace. A little spray bottle. Use it for different things. Just gonna spray some water on there and gently wipe off my stencil. Perfect, and then I'm gonna just set that aside to dry. Okay, I think we're ready to kind of put the layout together now. We've kind of got most of our main pieces, our base, ready to go and put together here. So let's add a little bit adhesive. I'm putting this wood grain piece about 2 inches from the top. And make sure this is lined up, so those are going to line up with each other. Right, and this piece, I'm going to want to make sure all my drills are, like the screw guns on here, are facing upright. You don't want those upside down. Okay. Moment of commitment. About where I'm putting which photos on which side. Got my home renovation title card and my journaling. Okay. All right. I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to go with it. Oh, I love what that brick stenciling added. That texture that added to my base. Doesn't it look cool? Okay, and this is just a 1/4 inch showing on the wood grain. So it's at like 1 3/4 from the bottom. I don't think I have this brush to the edge. I'm going to line it up on the inside, and then if it looks like my, I have a little bit of edge showing on this left-hand side, and I will just trim that off. There. Now when I put the adhesive on this title, I'm putting it definitely in the center, but not towards the edge, because I'm going to probably want to like be tucking and adding a little bit to that side. This one is going to line up as well. Make sure it's lined up. I could put some like adhesive on the back of my base, some like removable, temporary, to get that to not move if I wanted. Okay. All right. I'm going to, I think I want, like, I've got these tools over here, so I'm going to want to kind of bring that over here onto this side. And I think I'm going to do that with some little dovetailed pieces. So, and I have these little scraps, and I think that they work great. Like, I think that they're perfect. These are 2-inch pieces by like 3.5. I don't necessarily need that big of a piece, but like that long of a piece type of a thing. So those could be shorter. And then I've got this green that I think would also look good. So that one's going to be kind of my third piece. I want this one to, I don't necessarily want them to be the same width. So like the tools are like 2 inches. This one I'm going to go, let's see. That one's like 1.25. Let's do like 1.5-ish. And then let's dovetail these. And there's multiple ways to dovetail. Some people like to just like fold it in half, cut into the center, cut for each side. I use this little tool that I've had forever that always gets my dovetail perfectly in the center. And that's what I use. But make sure this piece is upright before you dovetail it. There is definitely no, it's not wrong. Just do what works for you, what you like. And I poke those little holes, and then I basically cut to that hole. Okay, so these are going to just kind of tuck in here, and I love this because it brings some interest and attention to my title, and it also I want those to kind of overlap like that. That's good. I like that. Let's put some adhesive and stick it down. That one's coming out the furthest. I'm slightly over, just lapping those a little bit. I want to make sure that's straight. So let's do some embellishing. This doesn't need a ton because I've got kind of already a lot of pictures. I've got the stenciling, so just a little bit of those final touches. So I've got the sticker sheet with a little bit of stickers left. There's not a whole lot left on here. I have a few of the embellishments in here. Like there's this little tab that's kind of fun on there. We've got these tools that could be kind of a fun little thing. That doesn't really fit. There's one little paintbrush. I do have a couple from the punch, the border punch. We've got a couple of things, but not too much. Maybe like I could put kind of maybe some of these down here, maybe, possibly. I also pulled out these square rivets because I think they look like really masculine. And I kind of liked that and was thinking maybe like, let's see, like maybe on the corner here or maybe on the corners of the layout. And there's kind of more of a, these ones are actually a little bit warmer tones. So that could be kind of like little rivets on the corners of the layout. And then stickers wise, like I said, I don't have very many left. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know that his look on his face could kind of say that, but the ouch, can't wait till this is done. This is one definitely that is how I felt about the project, that I could not wait. I'm gonna put some foam tape on the back of this, and then I can move it around and lay it out here. Okay, because we definitely felt that. This could even come, although I've got the words home renovation, I don't want words, and then no words on this side. So over here is a little bit better, I think. This ouch and I think are actually cute, and I like the red in them. But I don't like, you know, it doesn't really work over here because those are the finish photos, like where it's done. But this could be something that I put the date on this little tag right here. The ouch and might be kind of cute around these other photos though on the left-hand side. The problem though is I would want to pull that red across. I'm just gonna add some foam tape here. That kind of allows me to, I would pop them up normally. So I kind of like that. That looks kind of cute. But I don't know if it works where I don't have it across onto the other side. Okay, I think I've come up with a solution. So I've got the and ouch, and I want to create that kind of triangle, and I want a little touch of red over in this corner of the layout. I mean, I've got some red in the the hammer over here, and there's some of the tools and things like that. So I took this mat pack card and I cut off a 1/2 inch piece, so a 1/2 inch by 6 inches, and I'm going to put it across the bottom of this, or my journaling card, and see how that is going to, and it's like this distressed, which is kind of what's happening on these, and that's going to pull that across, that red across my layout over here. All right, I'm really liking how that looks because that made those elements. All right, I walked away for just a few minutes, and then, you know, to let my eyes focus on something else. And then I came back and I was looking at my sticker sheet, and I had these little bolts and screws, and I was like, huh, I think those might be that little final touch that I'm looking for. I did take off the little piece up here. I decided I like that there, but not with the rivets. So if you weren't putting on these rivets, I would probably put this back up here. But I didn't like it like next to each other, and I actually even like, oh, maybe I could tuck it somewhere else on the layout, that might be an option. And it just, I don't know, it wasn't working for me. It wasn't speaking to me. So I took it off. But I did take all the little screws and bolts, or nuts, that were on the sticker sheet. And I kind of like these ones I popped up with some 3D foam tape, just a little square, and put these kind of scattered around the layout. And I really liked that final touch that I feel like it needed. It added a little bit of dimension to my title, which I liked. I liked how it added a little bit extra to these little clusters. And I feel like that's what it needed and finished off. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach those now to the layout. Like I said, I just added a little square of 3D foam tape behind them so I could kind of just lay them around on the layout and kind of play with them a little bit. And I love the little bit of dimension that added to, especially the title area. I don't, you know, that's an important part of your layout is that title. Pictures, title, journaling. Those are the important things. The embellishments should all accentuate that. So I think I have this one back over here. Actually, I think I had it over here, which is fine. I'm not sure where I had it, but whoops, dropped one. I'm going to add just a little piece behind the screw because it's this is popped up, so, and it's resting on there, but the head of that isn't. So there we go. Okay. And I think that is a wrap. This was a pretty simple to come together layout. Now that I know where I don't need it, I can put some adhesive behind my title to the edge. That's because I put only adhesive in the middle in case I decided to tuck anything on it. But I think it turned out super cute. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I'm just gonna go add my journaling and slip this into my son's album, and another layout is done and another story documented. So thank you for joining me. Happy scrapbooking.